2025 is here, and I want to talk about 10 games that I'm excited to play this year, so let's get right into it. The first Berserker Kazan is an upcoming action RPG where you play as Kazan, a general who was framed for treason, banished to some snowy mountain place, and now he's basically coming back for his revenge tour. The game is set within the Dungeon Fighter Online universe, which I'm not all too familiar with, but I am familiar with the gameplay of First Berserker because I played the beta a few months back, and I had a pretty good time playing this. You're going to be hacking, slashing, finding loot, getting upgrades, unlocking new moves, pulling off some pretty dope combos. There's a nice solid enemy variety, including the whole bear that I fought inside of a cave, so that was a thing. And you're definitely going to be getting curb stomped by some of these bosses. The boss fights are pretty brutal, very Souls-like-ish in a way. But from what I remember, man, this game was really solid in the beta. I enjoyed the mechanics. I did think the timing of the parry was a bit weird, so hopefully by the time the full game releases, maybe they tighten that up a bit. Because something about the parry to me just felt like a little off. But other than that, man, I had a really good time playing this. Love the cel-shaded look that they went for. It's something a little different compared to other games that are similar to this in genre. So if you like action RPGs, or even if you like Souls-like games, I think you're going to enjoy this. By the time you see this video, there should be a demo available of this to play, so go check it out before it releases on March 27th. Man, oh man, now this is my kind of game right here. Coming sometime in 2025, according to the Steam page, we got Spirit X Strike. Now, I played the demo for this multiple times, and bruh, the amount of hands that you can throw in this game is insane. They have 3 main combat systems in Spirit X Strike. One called Instant Counter, another called Super Strike, and Spirit Mimicry, which basically equates to, hey, this man can fight, bruh. Offensive and defensive skills are off the chart. You'll be switching between offense and defense on the fly and chaining together some insane combos, which just never get old. I love the animation of the movements, especially I really like the defensive movements, because when you're dodging these attacks and you're dodging bullets because you're going to be getting shot at, and just the way they make it look, I don't know, man, this just speaks to me. And I guess I should probably mention the story of the game. My bad, I got excited. I kind of just forgot there was a story. But you play as this guy named Carter, whose master Aaron got kidnapped, and they're out to find him or her. I don't know. I've only played the demo, so I don't know much more than that, to be honest. But this is shaping up to be a pretty fun action beat 'em up. And from what I researched, the creator of this game was heavily inspired by God Hand and Ninja Gaiden, which you can definitely kind of feel once you play it. So those are the kind of vibes you can expect from this game. But yeah, no, this is just a video game, man. This was so much fun, and this is scheduled to release sometime in 2025. But like I said, there is a demo you can currently check out on Steam if you're interested. So if you're trying to throw some hands at hyperspeed and dodge at hyperspeed, go ahead and check this out. I think you'll enjoy it. Now, if you know anything about the indie game scene, then you've probably heard of Devolver Digital, who are known to come with some pretty creative, but still quality titles. And Skate Story looks like it's going to fit that build perfectly. This is developed by Sam Ing, sorry if I'm butchering your name. But Skate Story will see you playing as a demon made of glass who strikes up a deal with the devil. It is your mission to skate to the moon and swallow it so you can earn your freedom. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work out, but I guess we'll find out. But I love the visuals for this game. All of the reflections that you can see through your glass character give it just this really interesting color palette. And I like how the landscape looks. Like, it's real desolate, but also surreal and colorful somehow at the same time. And from the little bit I've seen of this game, it has a really dope soundtrack, which is done mostly by Blood Cultures. And it really sets the tone and just gives you a nice backdrop to kind of skate to. And the game is promising that you'll be able to skate, you'll be able to learn new tricks, get new gear, complete trials, and apparently help out a frog. So shout outs to the Lost Frog. I don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna get you right, man. We're gonna help you out. But overall, this is looking like it's gonna be a really interesting and unique experience. Doesn't look like anything else I've really played before. We've had skating games, but nothing that looked anything like this. So I'm excited for this because I'm just really interested to see how this all comes together. So if you are also interested in this, add it to your Steam wish list, and it'll be released sometime in 2025. it still doesn't feel real that like this game actually exists, bro. After all these years, Xenoblade Chronicles X is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch after being stuck in purgatory on the Wii U for God knows how long. Man, it just, I can't even describe how good this feels. Now, admittedly, I never finished the original game, and even not having finished it, it's still my favorite game on the Wii U. And I say this also as somebody who's not really huge into RPGs like that, but if you never got a chance to play this on the Wii U, then you should definitely pick up the Switch version, because what they're pretty much doing is taking an already great game and just adding improvements for the definitive edition. Now, the definitive edition, from what I've seen, is going to have some quality of life changes. They improved the UI, which looks so much cleaner and easier to read now. We're getting brand new characters and scales, so we got some new mech action going on, and we get brand new post-game content, which should help complete the story. I never got the ending of the original because I didn't finish it, but I've heard it left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So now we get to actually get like a complete story. And listen, man, you don't need me to tell you, this game looks gorgeous, and it's going to look even better on the Switch. I like the real-time, kind of active turn-based combat, and it looks like they're going to be improving aspects of that as well. And to be honest, of every game that I'm going to mention on this list, if there was only one that I could buy, this is it. This is it for me, man. I cannot wait to play this. I'm ready to finish what I started all those years ago. But this time just with more bells and whistles and a definitive edition, man. Like this is gonna be great. If you're a fan of RPGs, or if you're a Xenoblade fan who never got to play this on the Wii U because maybe you just didn't have a Wii U, then I highly encourage you to check this out. There's so much here to love, and you'll get to find out all about it on March 20th, 2025. Neon Inferno is a 2D action arcade style running gun game that lives up to its name with all of these bright and vibrant colors. Now, I love side scrollers, and I definitely love running guns, so this is right up my alley. This is developed by the same folks who did Steel Assault, which was a really good indie gem on the Switch if you've never played it. So happy to just see them, back making another game. So far from what I know, there's going to be 2 characters to pick from. You'll be running, gunning, shooting, doing some slow-mo bullet time, even driving vehicles. But one of the most unique things about Neon Inferno is that the action is going to take place in the foreground and the background. So you'll have to not only pay attention to the enemies that are, in front and behind you, but you got to pay attention to what's going on in the background as well. So I thought that was a nice touch, man. Some multi-directional violence, man. I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Neon Inferno looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, just non-stop action, good bit of variety, especially with them having stages that are more vehicle focused. And I think having the enemies in the background and the foreground could be really unique if they pair it with some quality stage design. These are really just the kinds of games that remind me of my childhood, or just playing stuff like Metal Slug. It's just fun. It's just some good old fashioned fun, man. So I'm really looking forward to Neon Inferno. Now, this does not have a definitive release date, but per the Steam page, it will be releasing sometime in 2025. So put this on the wish list if it looks at all interesting to you. Speaking of games that release in 2025, I put out a little game in 2025. Came out on January 7th. It is called Conundrum Collection. It is a text-based game, which is kind of like a choose-your-own adventure book. It has 2 short stories, both independent of each other, and throughout each story you will get to make pivotal decisions that will alter the outcome of each story, as each story has multiple branching pathways and endings. So it's meant to be read and played through multiple times, and it's I think it's pretty good, and you should check it out. It is available on itch.io. Relevant links will be in the description below. Of every game on my list, this might be the furthest one that is outside of my typical comfort zone, but I'd be lying if I said I was not intrigued by Cairn. I hope it's pronounced Cairn. I might be butchering that. But Cairn is a climbing simulator where you play as Ava, who's trying to climb Mount Kami, which is a summit that has never been reached. So, hey, we out here trying to make history, so we got to get it done. We got to do what we got to do. And as simple as this game may look, Cairn provides difficulty in the fact that you're going to have to manage your stamina. You're going to have to be careful with your positioning as you climb. And you're going to have to plan your route accordingly to give yourself, the best chance to keep ascending to the top of the mountain. And it's kind of weird because I feel like this game looks really calming, but it's also extremely intense. In the gameplay overview trailer that I watched, you can see that when the stamina starts to get low, your knees start shaking, the character starts breathing real hard, and the screen starts to zoom in. It's kind of feels like how it feels in real life when you get done walking up a flight of steps. But Karen also, has some survival elements. You're gonna have to manage your inventory. You have a little tent that you can set up and cook meals. Now this actually currently does have a demo, which I have not played yet, but I'm gonna get around to it because I've never played anything like this before, and I want to get a feel for how this all comes together. And I do think there's also like some mystery surrounding the mountain. So in addition to just climbing, like there's gonna be some kind of story and lore with everything else that we're doing. And also on a side note, this is made by the same folks who did Fury, which in my opinion is only one of the best indie games ever of a completely different genre. But yeah, man, if you're interested in this, make sure you check out that demo on Steam and go and see what it's all about. SNK and Fatal Fury are back in the building, and I could not be more excited for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, which we'll be getting on April 24th. Now, there's tons of footage of this game out there that you can watch on SNK's YouTube page, and the more I see this game, man, the more I really need this in my life. Terry Bogard, Rock Howard, and all the gang are back, looking as clean as ever with these cel-shaded graphics. City of the Wolves is going to be introducing what's called a rev system, which is going to be a major part of the combat, so we'll get to see how that all plays out and how that's implemented. It's going to have 22 characters, including a few new faces, and maybe most interesting is they're going to have an RPG mode called Episodes of Southtown, where you get to travel and fight and upgrade your fighter. You get to level up, and I don't know, it just seems like a really interesting addition. But I do love seeing fighting games put more effort into the single player side of things, because not everybody wants to fight online all the time. But speaking of online, they're going to have rollback netcode, but more importantly, they're going to have crossplay, which is fire. I wish every fighting game had crossplay. But man, they've also got character customization. So you can change the color of your outfit, you can change the gear you're wearing, just get your fit right the way you want it to be, man. Look good, feel good, fight better. I'm ready to throw some hands in this. Hopefully y'all are too, and we're going to get to do it on April 24th. I don't know about you, but having a new Ninja Gaiden game was not on my bingo card for 2025, but Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a real thing, and we are going to get to play it sometime in 2025. Now, in Ninja Gaiden's absence, I feel like his influence has still been felt heavily in the indie scene with games like The Messenger, Cyber Shadow, and even Shinobi Non Grata. But the originator is back. Ria Hayabusa is back in the building, and man, does this game look great. I love to see Ninja Gaiden go back to its 2D roots. This looks sleek, combat looks brutal, and I'm sure it's going to have that classic Ninja Gaiden difficulty that is just going to make you want to throw your controller out the nearest window. And honestly, I can't wait to get that feeling again. Now, this is actually developed by the same team behind Blasphemous, which some would consider to be an indie classic at this point. So they can carry over that level of quality to Ninja Gaiden. I think we're going to be in for a great time. I don't really have much inside info about this game because all we've gotten so far is just this little small trailer, but I'm hoping that it delivers because, man, who knows, like maybe if this does well, if it sells well, maybe this will lead to more Ninja Gaiden games down the line. Maybe we could eventually get a new 3D entry at some point, but either way, I'm here for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I'm ready to throw my controller and then pick it back up and try again because I'm a gaming masochist, and this game, this franchise is just, I don't know, it's special. It's special in my heart, but it hurts, but I enjoy it. But yeah, this will be out sometime in 2025. Ninja Gaiden fans, man, we back out here, and I'm all for this. I'm ready. I still feel like Tales of Iron is one of the more underrated and underappreciated indie games in the action RPG and Souls-like genre, but I am happy to see that it is back with its sequel, Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter, which drops in just a few weeks on January 28th. In the original Tales of Iron, we played as Reggie, the greatest rat of all time, hailing from the south side. But in Tales of Iron 2, we're going to be playing as Arlo, who is from the north side, and he is the heir to the Warden of Waste. And it looks like instead of fighting frogs, we got beef with these bat-looking creatures. I don't know, I'm not sure what they are, but hey, we're gonna take them out. We're gonna get them out of there. Now, if you've never played Tales of Iron, do not let the look of this game fool you. It's brutal, bro. It really does have that Souls-like difficulty, and I'm sure Tales of Iron 2 was not going to be any different. You got to be precise with your attacks. You got to, really understand timing and being able to parry, just knowing how to get out of the way before you get slapped up and they pack you up on out of here. But based on the trailer, it looks like, we can expect more of what we come to love. Nice assortment of weapons ranging from short range to long range. Some brutal boss fights, a really dope, unique art style. But one thing Arlo was going to have that Reggie did not is the use of elemental attacks. So not only are you going to be out here, with your swords and your standard weapons, but Arlo is going to have fire, ice, poison, and thunder on his side. So it's good to see that they expanded on the combat. And so far from what I've seen, man, this looks just as good as the first game. And with these new combat features and anything else they may have added to the game that we don't know about yet, this could end up just being flat out better than the first one when it's all said and done. So if you've never played Tales of Iron, I would encourage you to do so if you want a straightforward, Souls-like kind of experience. But for those of us who've already finished the first game, hey man, come January 28th, we got to lock back in, man. Tales of Iron 2 is going to be here, and I cannot wait to play it. The latest addition to the Monster Hunter franchise will be arriving on February 28th with Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, I know a ton of you are probably already fans of this franchise, and y'all been down and hunting monsters since day one. But I put this on the list specifically for me because this is actually going to be my first time really diving into this franchise. I played the first beta that they did not too long ago with the homies, and we had a really good time, man. I had a really good time playing this. Definitely enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. As somebody who kind of only watched this series from afar, I didn't know there were this many weapons, man. I had a lot of fun with all these weapons. I mainly rode with the insect glaive and the heavy bow gun, which I actually didn't even expect to like. So I'm liking the options and the variety with the weapons. Of course, the hunts wouldn't be fun if you didn't have monsters worth hunting. And it looks like they've definitely got plenty of that. I don't remember the names of any of the monsters, but hey, the next time I see that bird, hey, it's on sight, bro. The next time I see you, it is on sight. But as somebody who mainly plays single player games, I'm just looking forward to having something I can play with the homies. Playing something that's a little more multiplayer focused. Game, of course, it looks incredible. It plays well. Like I mentioned, it has a nice variety of weapons. And as somebody, like I said, as somebody who's not really into this franchise and who's kind of diving in for the first time, I'm looking forward just to seeing what the full world is gonna look like, and just seeing what it all has to offer. Monster Hunter Wilds is releasing on February 28th, but they will be having another beta on February 6th through the 9th and February 13th through the 16th. So if you want to get a feel for what this game is about, go ahead and check out the beta before its full release. Which games are you excited for in 2025? Drop them down in the comment section below so we can talk about it. My name is Serial Sensei. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay hydrated, and I will catch y'all on the next video.